Hey guys, welcome back to the Unveil. Today we're going to talk about something that I find to be one of the most liberating conversations in the healing journey. We're talking about the parts of yourself you were told to hide. Your laugh that's too loud, your emotions that are too big, your opinions that are too bold, your sensitivity that's too much, your creativity that's too weird, your ambitions that's too high, and your needs that's too inconvenient. All the parts of you that someone at some point communicated, directly or indirectly, were better off keyed out of sight. Today, we're going to bring those pieces home. Today's episode is sponsored by Prep Starts Now, a family emergency preparedness brand. Because being ready for anything is an act of love for yourself and your family. Shop at PrepStartsNow.com. The concepts I want to introduce today comes from Jungian psychology. The idea of the shadow self. The shadow isn't the bad part of you. The shadow is the hidden parts of everything you've pushed into the dark because it wasn't acceptable in your environment. For some people, the shadow holds anger because anger was never allowed in their household. For some people, the shadow holds joy because lightness and play felt unsafe or troubled. For some people, the shadow holds ambition because wanting more felt like betrayal or vanity. For some people, the shadow holds tenderness because softness wasn't safe in the environments they grew up in. These parts didn't disappear when you pushed them away. They were underground, and they continue to influence your behavior in ways you might not fully recognize, through overreactions, through the pull you feel towards certain people or experience, through the things that make you irrationally uncomfortable. Shadow work, reclaiming these hidden parts, is one of the most profound parts to wholeness. Here's how you begin to identify what's in your shadow. Notice what you consistently judge in other people, the things that makes you irrationally frustrated or continuous in others are often things you've suppressed in yourself. If you're deeply annoyed by someone who's needy, ask yourself, when did I decide that having needs was unacceptable? If you're continuous of someone who rests while there's still work to do, what does that tell you about how you treat your own needs for rest? Notice what you were criticized for as a child. Those criticisms often sent specific parts of you underground. The kid who was told you're too sensitive suppressed their emotional depth. The kid who was told you're too loud suppressed their exuberance. What were you most criticized for, and what would it feel like to reclaim that? Notice what you secretly admire in others. The qualities you most admire and envy in others are often qualities you possess in seed form, waiting to be claimed. What do you see in people and wish you have? The longing is pointed at something real in you. Reclaiming these parts is not dramatic events, it's a quiet, ongoing invitation. It might look like letting yourself cry when you spent years being the strong one. It might look like expressing an opinion you've always kept to yourself. It might look like being silly and playful in the moment when you normally be composed. It might look like admitting you want something you've been pretending not to want. Small acts of reclamation again and again until you feel more like yourself than you have in years. Before I let you go, today's episode was brought to you by Prep Starts Now. We spent today talking about showing up for yourself, and part of that is making sure your family is safe and prepared no matter what comes. Prep Starts Now makes that simple with their shop, their academy, and their community. Visit PrepStartsNow.com. Link is in the show notes. Stay prepared, stay at peace. Wholeness isn't perfection, it's an integration. Bringing all the parts of yourself into the light, the tender parts and the fierce parts, the serious parts and the joyful parts, the parts that want and the parts that struggle. You are allowed to be all of it. In fact, the world needs you to be all of it because the world doesn't need the curated version of you. It needs the whole one. Thank you for being here today. I'll see you next week on the Welcome to the Unveil. Bye.